Camp Gordon Johnston was a World War II United States Army training center here in the city of Carrabelle. Today we'll take a tour of the Camp Gordon Johnston Museum, which pays homage to the site's history.
Welcome to the Camp Gordon Johnston World War II Museum. Camp Gordon Johnston was established in 1942, 1 month after the bombing of Pearl Harbor by the Japanese forces. And the sole purpose of Camp Gordon Johnston is to train troops for amphibious landings. We have 3 major divisions come and train here, the 4th, the 28th, and the 38th. And then many boat and shore groups, engineers groups, medical groups, and amphibious truck groups. Camp Gordon Johnston had many thousands of men training at any one time, and it was an enormous fort that extended from Carrabelle all the way to Alligator Point. The purpose of Camp Gordon Johnston Museum is to preserve the memory and artifacts related to Camp Gordon Johnston and to educate the public about World War II and the relationship that Camp Gordon Johnston's had to World War II. We have many artifacts ranging from objects found right here on site to souvenirs of war that were brought back from the conflict and donated by veterans. We have a lot of permanent exhibits about lots of topics, about souvenirs from Germany, souvenirs from Japan, the equipment that the men used when they were in the field. We have medical equipment, a mock-up of the barracks that existed here at the time, which were very primitive with sand floors and tar paper walls, photographs and memorabilia from the years since the war, as this was the place where these soldiers would come back for their reunions each year. Now that most of those veterans have left us, it's up to museums like the Camp Gordon Johnston Museum to keep that memory alive. So we have a lot of focus on the amphibious vehicles and the landing crafts, such as the Higgins boat, which we have a half-scale model of on the floor of the museum, and the duck, which we have an original duck that, although we don't have a place to keep it here at our museum, is here for special events. Although Camp Gordon Johnston Museum is primarily a World War II museum, we do have some exhibits about wars extending from the Civil War in the 1860s all the way up to the present conflicts in the Middle East, such as the war in Afghanistan. Although we are a very small museum with a small staff and a team of volunteers, we do get to boast some extraordinarily amazing objects, some of them quite rare, and things that you would not see in a lot of other museums. For the size of our museum, we are chock full of artifacts, so please come visit and plan to spend a couple hours because there is so much to see.
If you love World War II and military history, the Camp Gordon Johnston Museum should not be missed. It is located here in Carrabelle, Florida at 1873 Highway 98 West. For a complete list of Franklin County museums, visit floridasforgottencoast.com, and we'll see you next time on another museum tour.